Today's episode brings us back to Forest Lawn Cemetery. Let's get started. So earlier in the summer, I did a 4-part video series on Forest Lawn Cemetery. And what I primarily focused on there was the folks that were buried there and the cemetery itself. Of course, that's exactly how it should be. What I didn't really touch on was the paranormal aspect of Forest Lawn Cemetery. What are some of the legends that go with this cemetery? What's some of the folklore? So that's what we're going to cover this time. Now, Western New York has enough lady in white spirits to actually start their own quilting club. So Forest Lawn Cemetery, not to be outdone, actually also has a lady in white spirit. This lady in white spirit is a Victorian era spirit who witnesses have seen floating amongst the tombstones both day and night. Now, nobody actually has any clue on the identity of the lady in white spirit. Seeing that she's a Victorian era spirit, we have to rule out any connection to the hitchhiking ghost that has been reported off and along the S-curve. So this is a actual mysterious spirit, and it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for there to be more than one. So before it was anything else, this area here was Native American land. So it comes as no surprise that some of the paranormal claims from Forest Lawn Cemetery here have a Native American connection. Now, the claims vary. Some claim that you could hear drums both day and night. Probably one of the more spectacular claims is seeing full body apparitions of Native Americans actually roaming through the cemetery. Groups that have came through here taking EVPs actually pick up EVPs that are in a Native American language. So the cemetery at the time, long before it was a cemetery, was also a part of Flint Hill, a War of 1812 encampment. Now, there was no actual battles here. It was basically just an encampment. But there was a lot of soldiers who passed away from illness during the winter. And there's a stone actually out in the golf course in Delaware Park that marks the mass burial. So, that would also help explain that every once in a while you can hear musketry, you can hear actually D&C, which in the military is drill and ceremony, and you can actually see spectral soldiers still walking through these grounds. Yeah, like I wasn't filming that again. So this following story is what I'm going to simply call the car. Now, before the gates close every night, the caretakers of the cemetery will drive through in their pickup trucks, and they will attempt to shoo out anybody who's still in the cemetery, you know, just so they don't get locked in, whether they're on foot or whether they're driving a car. Now, this story is actually a fairly old story. It dates pretty much from the 60s, 70s, all the way to the present day. So they'll be doing their route, seeing if they can catch any stragglers, and they'll see a car. Now the era of the car was pretty much 60s, 70s. And doing what they do, they will follow the car and attempt to catch up to them to tell the folks, hey, you're fixing to get locked into this cemetery. You might want to get on out now. It's time for it to close. Well, they will follow this car around, and as the car goes around one of the bends, it will literally disappear. It's one of the cooler and more famous stories from Forest Lawn Cemetery. Now, as far as the car story goes, there is one thing I do want to point out. No one has ever been able to catch a license plate from this car, because I kind of know what you're thinking. Why not just run the license plate and see who it is? Well, the license plate is never clear, so the identity of the owners of the car has never been confirmed or verified. So what's my opinion thus far of the haunts of Forest Lawn Cemetery? Well, what I'm thinking is, with the exception of the lady in white, I'm thinking the Native Americans, the War of 1812, and possibly even the car. I think most of the haunts here are residual. Now, a residual haunt, if you're a fan of the channel, you well know, is when certain events replay over and over and are trapped basically by the environment. So a place this powerful with this much architectural design to it would almost certainly be like a magnet for residual haunts. So Forest Lawn Cemetery is pretty much impossible to traditionally investigate. It's closed very securely at night, and if you're caught in here at night, you will be arrested and prosecuted. So I'm definitely not going to encourage anyone to try and do that. That being said, years ago, during the daytime, legally, I came through with some of my equipment, and I attempted to do what I would call back then an investigation to see if I could pick up on any of the paranormal activity associated with Forest Lawn Cemetery. Well, I wasn't able to catch anything that's related to any of the claims of the cemetery. I didn't get anything Native American, nothing from 1812. I certainly didn't get the car or the lady in white. But I did catch something rather unexpected that I'm going to share with you. As I was just randomly going through the cemetery, I was literally by myself. I catch an EVP on video of something that growled. Now, I was never able to identify what that was. I'm thinking it was probably some kind of wolf or coyote, spectral. because this growl was literally right on top of my position, and there was nothing like that, I can assure you, anywhere near me. The growl also comes across as possibly some kind of big cat. Now, that being said, again, this area is very old, and it certainly was prehistoric. So, by no means, I'm not laying claim to any spectral dinosaurs or spectral prehistoric animals, but to this day, I have never been able to properly identify what that was. And it was an amazing capture. And again, that could have also been residual, but that doesn't take away from what I captured that day on audio/video. So I'm gonna play that video for you here and let me know what you think. Now, this video does appear on the video I did from Forest Lawn Cemetery years ago. That is on this channel. So go ahead, go back and give that one a watch also. It's actually a great video. There we go. And with that, we're out of here. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified when new videos drop. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.